Sri Rajin
Agre Guru Nam Ath Pandava
श्री जगन्नाथ जी महाराज की जय। श्री द्वारकाधीश भगवान की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अखंड मंडलाकार व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्परं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। जय श्री राम। जय श्री राम। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार। और रघुवर पदश शोभायत फलचार। भगवान श्री गणेश जी को प्रणाम करते हुए और humble obeisance to the lotus feet of भगवान श्री गणेश जी और humble obeisance to the lotus feet of माँ देवी, to Shri Mahakali, to Shri Mahalakshmi, to Shri Mahasaraswati, to Maa Durga, to the blessed Lord of Kailas. Next week, when we observe Guru Purnima, the day after commences the holy month of Shravan. Shravan Maas is very dear to Shankar Bhagwan. Shravan Maas commences the Chatur Maas. Shravan is the first, Bhadav, Ashwin, Kartik. These are 4 very holy months. Very, very important months in our Hindu calendar. We bow down to the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Shiva, whom Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, who has Bhagwan Shri Vishnu seated in his heart, and Bhagwan Shri Vishnu has Mahadev seated in his heart. Today in the world, instead of looking at what we have in common, we look at more what differences we have. Instead of looking at what we have in common, we tend to look at how different we are. And indeed, on the outlook, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu compared to Bhagwan Shiva, they look very different. Very different. Alankaram Priya Vishnu, Abhishekam Priya Shiva. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu loves to be adored. He loves to be adored. From diamond-studded mukut to bajuban, to kanganas, you name it, to best of gold and silks. Shankar Bhagwan, you take the ashramic cremation site and you offer to him and he's happy. He's pleased. Two beautiful aspects of God. One who's adorned on his left side by Ma Lakshmi, and one who's adorned by his left side by the mother of the world, Parvati. We bow down to the graceful Lord of Kailas, Bhagwan Shiva. We bow down to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, and among his many avatars, the Lord of Ayodhya, Bhagwan Shri Sitarama, and the Lord of Vrindavan, Bhagwan Sri Rajin. Bow down every day to your gurus. Bow down to your parents, even if you're no longer with you, or even if you're separated by distance, by land. Always remember your parents every day. Always remember those who think about your welfare and well-being, because guess what? Such people are very rare in life. Who can take time out of their busy day to think about our well-being, to think about our welfare, and who will take a little bit of time to say prayers for us, or to give us advice. I'm thankful to my gurus, and of course every day, Jai 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 Hanumana Gosai, Kripa Karahu Gurudev. Every day we bow down to Sri Rajin. It's an honor once again, my dear devotees, to be with you in Katha on behalf of our most gracious hostess, Mataji Rukmani Bridgelal, her children and their extended members of the family, friends and relatives all. It's indeed an honor and joy to be with you for 9 sessions in Katha, with excerpts from the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana, Sri Ramcharitamanas, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I am indeed very blessed. I feel honored, and I do hope that I can fulfill her expectation, whatever she may have of me being her vyas for these 9 sessions. Tonight is a bit of a marathon session. Tonight we have a lot to cover. A lot has to be covered this evening. Last evening we left off with a very beautiful scene. Generally you don't hear about the greatness of women. Maybe mention a little bit, but not really in detail. The greatness of women in Sanatana Dharma. Last night I mentioned 2 names, Uttara and Kunti. Uttara is going to give birth to the legendary Maharaj Parikshit. Kunti, of course, is the beloved mother of the Pancha Pandavas, foster mother to Nakula and Sahadeva, Madhavi's children. One must never run away from the challenges of life. One must never swerve away from the challenges of life, Mother Kunti. Exemplary character. Draupadi is no less either. Draupadi Mahabharata says that one night all of our 5 children were murdered. All of our 5 sons were butchered by Ashwatthama. And imagine a mother losing a child, especially in such a heinous way, in such a brutal manner. When the culprit Ashwatthama was caught, they brought Ashwatthama in front of Draupadi and they're about to behead him. They're about to punish him. Not punish him, they're about to kill him. You know what Draupadi did? Draupadi pleaded with the Pandavas and says to them, spare him. What do you mean spare him? He just murdered your 5 children. You know what she said? She said, he has a mother also. This Ashwatthama has a mother. And the way I am crying for my sons, if you kill him, his mother is going to cry the same. Spare him. That was the forgiving heart of Draupadi. Now, in the modern day world, it will be very rare to find such a lady. It will be very rare to find such a lady. You often ask why Krishna Bhagavan loved the Pandavas so much. Look at the challenges that they had to face. Our challenges faded to an insignificance compared to the Pandavas. They were ridiculed in so many ways, so many times. But yet Krishna Bhagavan stayed by their side because of their beautiful qualities that they had. Beautiful qualities. Draupadi is another exemplary character. Kunti, Uttara, Kaushalya, Sumitra, even certain characteristics of Kaikeyi, even certain traits of Kaikeyi are admirable, are admirable. Mother Uttara was saved by Sri Krishna. She's going to bring into the world Maharaj Parikshit. He becomes Maharaj because the Pandavas have left the world. They have given up their mortal coils, their Badrinath. And Maharaj Parikshit has been enthroned as the king of Hastinapur. Maharaj Parikshit, coming from a lineage of the Pandavas, you know, sometimes you have to look who are your parents, who are your grandparents, who are your great-grandparents. The qualities that flows in their vein, the passion that flows in their vein, is the same passion that flows in ours. This is why Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Shri Krishna calls Arjuna Kaunteya. He calls him by many names. And among the many names, one is Kaunteya. What does it mean? Son of Kunti. But look at you. Your mother never ran away from the battle of life. You know, they say when you play with fire, you get burned, right? And I think most of us who are warned not to play with fire, we played with it. We played with it. And when we got our fingers singed with a matchstick, then we realized that's the truth that was spoken. When that mantra was given, and Mother Kunti says, let me test that mantra. Let me see if it really works. And she becomes the world's first single mother, blessed with Karna by Surya Narayan Bhagwan. But yet she doesn't give up. She becomes a widow of Pandu. Yet she doesn't give up. She has her 3 children, and now she has to take on the responsibility of 2 more. And she still accepts them. And she has to raise 5 children on her own. Exemplary. Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna, look at your mother. Look at your mom. Your mother never ran away. And here you are as a Kshatriya on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. A warrior, an ace warrior. I didn't want to give up. So sometimes we need to be reminded of the challenges our parents went through. You know, today we wake up to electricity. Today we wake up to hot and cold water in the tap. Today we wake up to refrigerators laden with food, fruits and vegetables, and you name it. But our parents probably were not so fortunate. Our parents and our grandparents were not so fortunate. Yet, they continued working. They continued with that passion for life. This is the lineage of Maharaj Parikshit. He's the grandson of Arjuna. His grandfather was taught Bhagavad Gita by the blessed Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So naturally that goodness flows also in his way. That kindness is also in the vein of Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit one day sees Gomata. Children often ask, why do you worship the cow? Her four legs are very symbolic. They represent the four pillars of Dharma. Directly have placed four pillars. You need four pillars. These are the four legs of Dharma. You need to start with four, whole as the base of anything. These four legs of Dharma, they were lost. In the Satyug, Gomata had all four of her legs, and she kept losing. In Treta, she lost one. In Dwapar, she lost one. And he sees her only on one leg. He sees her on one leg. What are the four legs of Gomata? What are the four pillars of Dharma? Atva deva mayaya nunam gatera gocharam chetaso vachasa chapi bhutanam nishchayam tapah shaucham daya satyamiti padaha krite kritah adharma shastroyo bhagnam swayam te testava. What are four legs? Number one is tak. Number two is saucham. Number three is daya. Number four is satya. What is tak? Tak is penance. Tak is sacrifice. Tak is discipline. Today the only way we can probably relate to tak is if you discipline the tongue. If you discipline yourself in what you eat, then you will acquire that fit body. Right, Mrs. Raghu? If you discipline the tongue, all of us know when we go and we see the double stand. All of us know when we go and see the jalebi. All of us know when we go and see the gulab jamun. What happened? We say and then they start eating. You start to salivate. Isn't that so? And then what do? You swallow it right away. And you try to do what? Not give in to the temptation. Because you know what they say, right? A little bit on the tongue, several inches on the waist. Today, young people, this is the tuck they will want. This is the only idea of tuck they have. That if you control what you eat and what you drink, then you can keep that muscular, that belly, and that fit body. But tuck is more than that. It's not just about controlling our diet. Sometimes it's about controlling our tongue and what we say. Sometimes it's controlling our eyes to what we look at. It is controlling our body to what it engages in. What it engages in. See? Top, number one. Number two, shaucha, cleanliness. And when we talk about cleanliness, we don't talk about outwardly. We talk about inwardly also. Rukmaniji, I'm sure there was a time you didn't have electricity in your home, right? Did you grow up without electricity at any point? Right? So you had to have a hand lamp at home. And you light it for so many days. And after so many days, you realize that the hand lamp needs cleaning, the shade needs cleaning. Not the outside, but the inside. The inside needs cleaning. When we're cleansed inwardly, my dear ones, when we don't allow our minds to become tainted, then we can see things clearly. Shaucha, cleanliness. Number three is daya, compassion. ज्योत से ज्योति जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योति जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, राह में आई जो दीन दुखी, राह में आई जो दीन दुखी, सबको गले से जिस बन कोई संगी साथी ईश्वर है रखवाला. Sometimes you feel you're alone. Sometimes you feel abandoned like Sita. Sita ji in Sundarkand says to Hanuman ji, tell him, Kehi aparadha na kaho tyagi. Sita tells Hanuman ji, please ask Radha Ramachandra, maine kya kiya, kab kiya, kaise kiya? What did I do? What way did I offend him? Where did I offend him? That he has abandoned me. That you have left me all alone. Sometimes you feel that. My Bhagavatam has taught me, or Bhagavan Ji is always with us. He never leaves us. We forget him. He does not forget us. He does not forget us. Daya. Today, how many in the world really know the true meaning of compassion? Went home last night, decided to read the news. Voila. A truck driver decides to go down, taking the lives of 8 people in an incident. Children among the crowd. Children are being crushed by a truck driver. A conscious truck driver, not an unconscious one, not a drunken driver, but one who knows fully what he is doing. And my heart cries. What can we do? Sad to say, you have the divine and you have the demonic still in existence. Some say the word is about rich people and poor people. Some say the word is about tall people and short people. Some say the word is about fair skin and dark skin people, educated and uneducated people. No, it's not about any of that. The word is about good people and bad people. And that is a conscious decision of ours, whether we want to be good or whether we want to be bad. You know, when you have the turning of the ocean scene, there are certain scenes of Bhagavad, I'm just going to make mention of it. When you have the churning of that ocean scene, one side you have the Devatas, and one side you have the Asuras. That's us every day. In the morning when you wake up, should I be a good person or should I be not so good today? Should I say good morning to everyone or should I just not respond to them? How is it that some days we're so pleasant? And how is it that some days we become so unattractive? And we're the same person. We're the same person. Because our choice, isn't it? Of course we want to blame this, we want to blame that. We want to blame Shani Rahu Ketu. We want to blame the Grahas, the star cross, whatever. We want to blame. But my Guruji says, look at yourself first. Before you look at anything else, look at yourself first. Today the cruelty we see in the world, my dear ones, is all an indication of the lack of compassion. The lack of compassion. Number 4, Satya, truth. Some are still practicing it, some are still adhering to it, and some simply are lip-syncing it. Some are sincere. I'm not saying there are not sincere people in this world, there are many sincere people in this world, but there are many insincere people in this world. This is what Gaumata had lost. This is what the world has lost. Discipline, cleanliness, compassion, and truth. It is this Maharaj Parikshit, my dear ones, who does what? It is this Maharaj Parikshit who conquers Kali when he saw Kali beating Gaumata. He saves her. He reestablishes once again Tapa, Saucham, Daya, Satya, discipline, cleanliness, compassion, and truth. If the ruler is going to be, if the monarch is going to be the epitome of lies, what is going to happen to the people? If the parents are going to continue to speak lies in the home, what is going to happen to the children? Maharaj Parikshit has to set an example. example, and this is what he did. If parents don't lead a life of truth, what will happen in the home? If parents don't lead a life of cleanliness, outwardly and inwardly, you know, my father, I sometimes used to call him Hitler's big brother. My father was one of the strictest individuals in this world. He used to check our nails. You have to put your hand down on the table, and he would check each one of them. If they were cut evenly, if he saw dirt under our nails, that was my father. And when we got home from school, kindergarten and primary school I'm talking about, US I got to high school, he would check our sneakers on Friday afternoon. And then Monday morning when we're ready to go to school, he checks it again. Because on the weekend we're supposed to do what? Wash it. The laces have to be as white as possible. Remember those days? Everybody? Shoelaces has to be as white. You get it? So if the parents don't practice this cleanliness, what will the children practice? Gandhi pani mein nahayenge, they will bathe in dirty water. They will eat spoiled food. They will wear dirty clothes. If parents don't speak pure, educated and enlightening words, what are the children going to speak? When you see a 5-year-old started swearing, is that something funny? When you see a 5-year-old swearing, using vulgar words, indecent words, is that something to laugh at? No. That is not something to laugh at. Love the children. We have to set the example. And Maharaj Parikshit did exactly this. He conquers Kali. Kali says, where am I to reside? If I can't live in discipline, I cannot reside in truth, I cannot reside in compassion, where should I reside? Tanne Dharma Bhetam Shrishna Sthanam Nirdeshu Marhasi Yatreva Niyato Vatsya Atishtaste Snusashanam. Tell me where I can settle permanently, not temporary residence, but permanently. Don't accept temporary residence. Most of us probably are temporary residents of this Trinidad. We will stay in Trinidad for some time, and then when things will not go as the way we wanted to go, you book a flight and you make the United States place of residence. Or you come to Guyana with me and make Guyana a place of residence. I will wholeheartedly welcome you. But Kali says, I want permanent residence. Permanent. Maharaj Parikshit says, I'll give you 4 places first. Number 1 is the game of dice, gambling. Number 2, liquor, intoxicating drinks. Number 3, where people sell themselves for a price, where people engage in lustful activities. Number 4, where there is cruelty. So people often ask, how come we don't see an end of violence in this world? How come it doesn't come to an end? You have the United Nations, you have the 7 great nations, you have millions and billions of dollars that are being spent in warfare. It hasn't come to an end. It can't. It's Kali resides there. Kali resides where there is violence. And that is a permanent residence of his. A permanent residence of his. We have seen the dangers of alcohol. You yourself probably have experienced the dangers, the consumption, the excessive consumption of intoxicating drinks. It destroys the body. It destroys the mind. It destroys the relationship, the home. It destroys your reputation. It destroys your honor. It destroys your self-respect. Nevertheless, a party is not a party without alcohol. A social event cannot be a social event without alcohol. Isn't that so? Some of us are cold. Isaac, I will go, but they will still offer you. it's over. I travel quite a little bit. And it's customary to see people, what they're carrying in the aircraft. You go to Mexico, you bring a sombrero, right? You bring a big hat. Right? You go to Disneyland and you're hugging a Mickey Mouse or some teddy bear or something, a souvenir. अरे भाई कयाली से क्या लेके जाते हो, Trinidad से क्या लेके जाते हो? What do you take from Trinidad or what do you take from Guyana? And it's sad to say, not just men are carrying it. Dharma patnis are carrying it. Dharma patni. We men are not called Dharma patni, we are called patni. We are called husbands. But ladies who are married, you're called Dharma patnis. You're the carrier of Dharma. And yet, you're carrying Kalyug in your hands. It is one of those things that will destroy us. Also. I told you, where there's cruelty, where there is intoxicating drinks, and gambling. Now, I'm having a wonderful conversation with Panditji last night. And I said, Panditji, we have placed the welfare of this entire world in one room now, where everybody would love to get a job. Everybody would love to have a job in that one room. It's called Wall Street. It's called stock market. You impress the world with your fancy suits and fancy ties and fancy cars you drive, and the welfare of the entire world is in that gambling game. One company loses in points, and we all suffer. You're a dedicated employee to your company. You have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. Suddenly the next day, the employer comes and says, we have to shut the company down. Putting what? People on the breadline. That's where Kalyug is. And Kama, lust is the fourth. He says that's not enough. I want one more place. It's an interesting story I read this morning also in the newspaper. There's a gentleman in Pune, India. He bought a shirt for $250,000 US. He bought a shirt for $250,000 US. The shirt was made of almost 4 kgs of gold. He bought himself a golden shirt. He's going to read. And guess what happened to him last night? He was murdered. Why are we inviting violence upon yourself? Why are you inviting violence upon yourself? You know for a fact that you start wearing expensive jewelry. You love to wear it. As you can see, Gaura's necklace. But don't worry, it's all fake. Because when I saw it, I said, you have to give it to me. But when I looked at it carefully, I realized it's not real. Because you can keep it. And you'll see a picture of this man wearing a golden shirt, a shirt made of golden fiber, real gold. $250,000 US. And guess in which country it was bought? Bharat. How can you say India is a poor country? It's not a poor country, it's a mismanaged country. It is a highly mismanaged country. It's not a poor country. It's not a poverty-stricken country. Nowhere in the world a man can buy a shirt made out of gold. That's the fifth place Kalyug is. Now there's certain things you share with animals in this world. Ahar, Nidra, Janma, Ahar, Nidra, Maithuna, and Mrityu. 5 things we share. Janma, birth. Ahar, food. You have to eat. All animals have to eat. Okay? Janma, Ahar, Maithuna, engage in intimacy, procreation, making children. Nidra, they have to sleep. And number 5, they have to die. Agree? The dogs, the cats, the rats, the horses, the donkeys, they have to come into being. They have to eat. They procreate, they sleep, and they die. These are 5 qualities all animals share. Maharaj Parikshit is in the forest. Maharaj Parikshit is in the forest. Bhagavatam says, Ekada dhamordhamya vicharan mrigayam vani mriganarvataha shantaha shubhistata vrisho vrisham Ekada dhamordhamya vicharan mrigayam vani. He was in the forest and is overcome by thirst. He's overcome by extreme thirst. He's looking for where he could find water. And what he saw was a hut. He saw a little hermitage. He enters into the hermitage and he sees a sage, Samik Rishi, is in a meditative pose. Now all of us know, when you're in a real good sleep, no one wants to be disturbed, isn't that so? No one wants to be disturbed. Imagine being in prayers. Imagine being in meditation, in communion, in oneness with Prahlad. This Samik Rishi does not respond. Samik Rishi does not respond to our dear friend Parikshit. Parikshit is heard, I remember Maharaj was like, I'm a king, I'm the monarch, I'm the ruler, and here an ordinary sage is disrespecting me by not answering my call for a glass of water. And he does something very childish. He does something extremely childish. He takes a tip of his bow, he sees a dead snake, and he puts it around the neck of the sage. Very childish. Sometimes the little things we do, we don't know the serious repercussions we do. We don't realize it. We don't realize it. And he leaves. The son of Samik Rishi is the name Shri. When he heard of this incident, the Kshatriyas are supposed to be they're meant to protect the land. They're meant to maintain security. They're meant to maintain the welfare and well-being of the world. I'm sure, like my beautiful Diana, your beautiful Trinidad also faces some challenges in this area when it comes to the police department and when it comes to the army and all that. The United States also is facing it. We may be, second world country or third world country, but look at the developed countries of the world. We don't know what is going on. A Kshatriya's duty is to maintain law and order, is to maintain the well-being of the people. And Sri Rishi, out of sattvic anger, he pronounces a shrap. Iti langita maryadam takshaka saptamehani dayatisma kulangaram chodito me tadadruham. He says, impelled by me. There were times that these great men possessed such powers. Impelled by me, commanded by me, made that serpent by the name of Takshak. Takshak is instantaneous death. There's no chance of being admitted in the ICU. There's no chance of being put on a life-sustaining machine. It's instant death. It's instant death. Okay? Compelled by me, commanded by me, may this Takshaka bring that individual's life to an end who has insulted my father. It is later that they find out it was Maharaj Parikshit. Now the Shra. You have to be very careful of what you promise. You have to be very careful of what you pronounce. You have to be very careful what you say. What you say. Because you cannot retract it. You cannot retract our words. Our words. Bhakti-janam, Srimati Bhagavad Mahapuran says, there was no way of retracting the shrap of Sri Rishi. Maharaj Parikshit gets to know he's going to die in 7 days. Come से कम Maharaj Parikshit knows he has 7 days to live and death cannot touch him in 7 days. You and I don't have that blessing. You may feel sorry for him, but please look at your own lives. At least for these 7 days, death cannot touch him. You and I, the next 7 hours is not guaranteed. For you and I, the next 7 hours is not guaranteed. There are people, my dear ones, सांस रुक जाएगी, चलते चलते शम्म बुझ जाएगी, चलते चलते दम निकल जाएगा, रे दम निकल जाएगा, दम निकल जाएगा, आदमी का क्या भरोसा है इससे। There's none. I said to you the other day that I want to share something with you, and I'll share it with you tonight. On the 4th of February 2015, I was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. On the 4th of February 2015. On the 11th of February 2015, exactly 1 week later, my best friend left this world. My mother died. Exactly 1 week after. My body stayed intact, only for 2 weeks, to complete her final rites. From the Deh Sanskar, from the funeral, to Antim Sanskar, to the funeral rites. The moment the 30-day Bhandara was completed, they had to rush me to the emergency room. My body could not stand anymore. This is somebody who was 280 pounds, 6'3" in height, moved from country to country, city to city, village to village. I finished one katha tonight, I'm starting another one in another country. This is how my life has been going for the last 12 years. For the last 12 years. And what started on the 28th of February, to the end, to this week in July, a year ago. People say heaven is up there and hell is down there. Sorry. Both are right here on earth. This heaven is right here and this hell is right here, and that is where I was for 6+ months in hell. You know what was hell to me, children? Not being able to recite the shloka of Bhagavad. Not being able to hold the weight of my Bhagavad in my hand. My body's been torn to pieces. I speak to you with a long tube in the center of my brain. If you look at my head, you'll see a bump. I have a long tube in the center of my brain where they used to treat my body with chemotherapy medicine to protect my brain from cancer cells spreading. And the first time they administered chemotherapy to me, there was only one thought in my head. My father is no longer there, my mother is left. I have no wife, I have no children, regardless of what you have heard. So I thought, maybe it's time for me to do it. I have lived my life, 41 years old. I've done what I should have done. I've exhausted my karma. There was only one entity I could turn to. Tu chahe to sab kuch kar de, Vishnu ko bhi kar de. Krishna, tu chahe to sab kuch kar de, Vishnu ko bhi amrit kar de. Puran kar de unki aasha, Puran kar de unki aasha. Prabhu, jo bhi We have been singing this bhajan from our childhood, haven't we? We have been singing it without even knowing the meaning of it. Before we could read and write, we've been singing it. Then at the age of 41, I realized what it really meant. That Krishna, is it the medicines that's going to cure me? Is it the medicines that are going to bring me back to the gas beat? Or is it your mercy? Tu chahe to Prabhu, tum to sab kuch kar sakte. You can convert poison into medicine. You can convert, you're the power in that medicine that can heal us. And that's where my mind went. I kept this from you because I wanted to give you a little bit of a surprise. Here, that there's a cancer patient speaking to you. Do not underestimate the power of prayers. Do not, my dear ones, look for miracles here and there and everywhere. Tere charan mere mathura kashi banwari brij ke basi adhina darshan ki manwari manmohan man ke basi. And this Baba and that Baba. I didn't go searching for any answers anywhere. I didn't go searching for miracles. I didn't go searching for anything. I kept my mind at the feet of Shri. And I said to Prabhu, I am ready, sir. I am ready. If I have exhausted all my karmas, if I have given my best to the world, then Prabhu, please take me. If I have not, Prabhu, if I have yet to give to the world something, then bring me back. And he chose to bring me back. Because Rukmani Bridgelal ji's sankalpa, she took a sankalpa to have Rajin Balgobin read her katha. So therefore, Bhagwan has to do what? Bhagwan has to upkeep her sankalpa. You understand that? That is God's grace. Not God, my Bhagwan, my Ram, my Krishna, my Shiva, my Durga, my Hanumanji. Because I don't want to at any time to entertain doubts of the power of Bhagwan and the power of Brahma. And listening to me and looking at me, you would have never thought that there came a day in my life I couldn't even hold a cereal bowl in my hand. My sister gave me a cereal bowl to eat and it fell off my hand and I cried. I could not feed myself. My sister came and fed me. God bless the world for siblings. My sister took care of me, rolled me in a wheelchair and held my hand through it all. That is my parents' blessings, my Pinky's blessings, my Bhagwan's blessings, my Bhagwan Shri Krishna's blessings. Don't lose hope. Jab tak hai jaan, it's not just the name of a movie. As long as there is life, there is hope. As long as there is life, there is hope. This Maharaj Parikshit gets to know I only have 7 days to live. What do I do? What would modern day man do if he's told he has 7 days to live? He may say, I always wanted to see this country, I always wanted to visit this place. Isn't that so? He may invite all of his friends and socialize with them. Maharaj Parikshit says, no. There's something more that I want. He goes to the bank of the Ganga. He gives up and he gives up gracefully the throne of his Hastinapur to his son Janmejaya. He gives up everything. Adorns himself with the robe of a mendicant. He goes and sits on the bank of the Ganga. He has questions. He has lots of questions that he wants answers. And who's going to come to give him the answer? Tatra bhavat bhagavan vyasaputro yadashraya kamatmano anupekshaha alakshya lindo nijalapatushto vitasya baleravadhutaveshaha Guru ji ke charanon mein शीश को झुकाओ जन्म जन्म का भाग भर पाओ गुरु जी के चरणों में शीश को झुकाओ जन्म जन्म का भाग भर पाओ जन्म जन्म का भाग भर पाओ लगे मोह Maharaj Parikshit goes to Shukdev Muni and he's going to ask him questions. He bows his head down to Shukadeva and these are the questions he asks. He says, sir, please tell me, what should mankind do in general? What should they listen to? What should they repeat with their tongue? What should they keep in their mind? What should they engage in? And what should they avoid? People say Bhagavatam is a story book. You read it for punya. You read Bhagavatam 3 times a day. Morning session, midday session, evening session. You read Bhagavatam 3 times a day because that is how it's supposed to be read. What about the content of it? Isn't that important? The content of the text, the substance of the text. It's not making Krishna Bhagavan happy. It's not making Vishnu Bhagavan happy. It's answering our doubts. It's answering our questions within. Our questions within. That what should we listen to? What should you repeat with your tongue? What should you keep in your mind? What should you engage in? And what you should avoid? Book 1 concludes. Idam Bhagavatam Nam. Book 2 commences. The second adhyaya, my dear ones. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Adhitavan Maharado Vitudvapayanadaham. Our dear Sukadeva Mahamuni says to Parikshit, it is a book that is called Bhagavatam, that was composed by my father Gyan Yagna, that will satisfy your requirements. Allow me to give you Bhagavatam for 7 days continuous. He's going to be fed Amrit for 7 days continuous. This Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana, like I said earlier, what takes place behind closed doors in companies, you're not part of those meetings, you have no idea who are attending and who are part of those meetings, but it affects your life. It has everything to do with your welfare and well-being. From what the presidents decide, what the ministers decide in Parliament, it's not so. What the police department and what the army decide, it affects us. Don't think what you do does not affect others. Absolutely does. What Rukmani did in her lifetime affected all of her children. And what she did also affected all of her children. What you, the children of the Bridgelal Parivar, what you're engaging will affect your children. And even what you avoid will affect your children. We come across 2 characters. One is Kashyap Rishi and Diti. Kashyap Rishi and Diti. Our Sanatana Dharma has a beautiful science by the name of Jyotish. Jyotish is a science. It is there to guide us. It is there to help us. It is not to be misused. Unfortunately, sad to say, much of Jyotish today is misunderstood. Jyotish today, much of it is very much misunderstood. But it's a beautiful science. In our Hindu day, we have certain timings that are called muhurt. Times that are very auspicious for engaging in noble work. Muhurt. One of the most auspicious is the Abhijit Muhurt. That comes about 11:30 to about 12. It's about 45 minutes long. It's midday. What is so special about this Abhijit Muhurt? Navami tithi madhumas punita shukla paksha abhijit hari prita argya divasyati sit dharma avanad lok vishrama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram my victim every night. Can't run away from him. I see you wearing matching outfit with Mr. Ramdhan. Modern day lovely. Mrs. Ramdhan, what is Chaitra Mas? Shukla Paksh Navami Tithi. What day is that? Tara don't know day to say the word. Don't look around. What is Chaitra Mas? Shukla Paksh Navami Tithi. No lifeline. She does not know. What is Bhadra? Hold on. What is Bhadra Mas? Ashtami Tithi. Krishna Paksh. What day is that? She doesn't know. What is 14th of February? Mrs. Ramdhan, what's the 14th of February? What is the 25th of December? Everybody knows the 14th of February and everybody knows the 25th of December now. But we don't know Chaitra Mas, Shukla Paksha, Navami Tithi. And you have listened to how many years of Katha now? You have gone to how many years of Ramnavami service? How many years now you have gone to Bhai Prahlad Deen Dayala, Kausalya Hitikai. How many years you have gone for that? You don't have to answer. And yet you don't know. Chaitra Mas, Shukla Paksha, Navami Tithi is Ram. Bhadav Mas, Ashtami Tithi, Krishna Paksha is Krishna Janmashtami. Now she's right. Thank you. It's okay, I don't expect you to remember everything. That is why we come again and again to remind you. We are consistent reminders. We don't expect you to hold all this information in your head. When you forget, don't worry. Another kakar will come and it will remind you again of all of this. Get a feel back. Yeah. Oh. She's good. Me around today, I'm a little scared. I actually wore my seatbelt. Timings are very important. You have the Sandhya time that comes twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. When night is about to become day, and when day is about to change into night. They're very auspicious time for prayers. Abhijit Muhurt is a midday period, Madhya Divas, midday, when Ramachandra appeared, when Sri Ramachandra appeared. And at midnight, Mahashivratri, we do the midnight Aarti to Mahadev. On Krishna Janmashtami, we do the midnight, my dear ones, Aarti to Sri Krishna Bhagavan, auspicious times. In this period of evening Sandhya, Diti is overcome with amorous feelings. She wants Kashyapa to embrace her. Kashyapa warns her and says, lady, this is not the right time. Remember I said to you, all animals share certain characteristics. Janma, Nidra, Ahar, Methuna, what is Methuna? Intimacy. This is what is happening. Kashyapa warns her. The beautiful description is given here. But nevertheless, Kashyapa could not resist. Kashyapa gave in to her request. Embraces Diti. And then, what happened? What is called a conscious, they say a sin is called a conscious event. You knowingly committed something wrong. Praniji and I were saying last night, some people believe we are created in the image of God. They say mankind was created in the image of God. Hindus should never use that term. Are we talking about God with two arms, looking like a human? I don't think so. You have to be very careful when you use that term, we are created in the image of God. That means we are created perfect. It means we are infallible. But look at this scene. Diti embraces Kashyapa in the most inopportune time. Let's go to Ramcharitamanas. In Tulsidas's Ramayana, Vibhishana is speaking to Ravana. Vibhishana says to Ravana the following, Doha. Kaam krodha madh lobh sabha nath rakhte panth. Kaam krodha madh lobh sabha nath rakhte panth. All of us want to make our life beautiful. What is the path to hell? Kama, Krodha, Mada, Lobha. 4 is given. Vibhishan tells Ravan, lust, my brother, anger, my brother, vanity, my brother, covetousness, my brother. These are all the paths that leads one to hell. This Diti, she was overcome by what? Kama. She allowed her mind to become tainted with lust. Hence, the product of this union are going to be 2 infamous brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. You get? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Krodha. It is because of getting angry. Maharaj Parikshit does what? He picks the dead snake and puts it around the neck of Sami Rishi. This is what anger does. This is what Krodha does. This is what Krodha does. Because of that same Krodha, Shringi Rishi does what? Shringi Rishi, my dear ones, pronounces the Shrap. Pronounces the Shrap upon Maharaj Parikshit. And Ramcharitamanas, Sundarkant gives us this. Now, of course, after you commit the act, what happened? You want to say, I'm sorry, isn't it? You want forgiveness. You want forgiveness. You want forgiveness. She's now repenting for her ignoble act. She's repenting for it. She says, I'm sorry, Kashyapa, I should not have. But it's already been done. And since your mind was impure, since it was tainted with lust, the hour was unfavorable for conception. It was a time to worship Mahadev. Bam Bam Bhole, Shri Vishwanath Shambho, Bam Bam Bhole. Therefore, the product of this union are going to be Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. But is there no way we can redeem ourselves? Is there no one who's going to redeem us? Yes, indeed. We're going to have a glorious grandson. We're going to have an illustrious grandson. And he's going to redeem us. Now, who is this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu? How did they come into being? Now, Parikshit is being told by Shukadeva what took place between Diti and Kashyap. Now he's going to tell him what took place in Vaikuntha. See, one leads to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. One leads to the next, to the next, to the next. Shukadeva tells Maharaj Parikshit, let me tell you who is this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. क्रमेण सर्गे परिवर्धमाने कदापि दिव्यासनकादयस्ते भवद्विलोकाय वैकुण्ठलोकं प्रपेदिरे मारुतमन्दरेश क्रमेण सर्गे परिवर्धमाने कदापि दिव्यासनकादयस्ते भवद्विलोकाय वैकुण्ठलोकं प्रपेदिरे मारुतमन्दिरेशा. Hey Parikshit, one day you had 4 Sanat Kumaras wanting to have darshan of Vishnu Bhagwan in Vaikuntha. As creation was progressing and creatures were multiplying in the world, you you have the four sages entering into Vaikuntha, only to meet with the two gatemen. The two gatemen by the name of Jaya and Vijaya. Bhavati Vishnu na bhavanam Vishnunam Dvadastho Jayasthana Vijayoktarudham Isham Chachitte Padama Prabhupaham Sarva Bhavat Preranayeva Bhumana. Now people who are close to God, people who are in close proximity to Bhagavan, people who are in close proximity to a celebrity, to a politician, to somebody of stature, they are representative of that individual's life. They are representative of that individual. Therefore, their behavior has to be conducive to whom they represent. Agree? Their behavior has to be conducive. Are you going to say, Rama Dute मैं माधु जानकी. Sita's going to ask Manji, who are you? All you do. And he says, I represent Ram. Now if you represent Ram, there's a certain behavior that is expected of you. We're talking about representing today, right? Where your children go, you represent your parents. Where the disciples go, you represent your guru. Where the guru goes, she represents the disciple. Where the parents go, they represent their children. Where a wife goes, she represents her husband. Where a husband goes, he represents the wife. A certain expectation. And this behavior of Jaya and Vijaya is not conducive to one who is close to God. It's not conducive at all. Because insulting the four sages, preventing them, my dear ones, from entering into Vaikuntha, since their mind was what? Was tainted with vanity. It was tainted, my dear ones, with abhiman, with pride. You are told, Vaikuntha lokanu chitta pracheshto sto yuva daitya gatim bhajetam iti prashatyo bhavadashrayau tau harismrito nostivane musthumana. Now for 3 births, the two of you will have to abandon Vaikuntha. For 3 births, they're going to come into the world as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They're going to come into the world as Ravan and Kumbhakaran. They're going to come into the world as Shishupal and Dantavakta. Bhagavan Sri Vishnu, Bhagavan Sri Narayana, my dear ones, he does what? He showers his grace upon them. He showers his grace upon them, we are told. Tadetadagya bhavanavaptaha sabheva laksham bahiram pujakshaha Hagesha Swarpita Charubahu Rananda Sanstana Bhirama Murtya Tadetadagya Bhavana Bhavata Sahaiva Laksham Bahiram Pujaksha. Together with Lakshmi Devi, the lotus speckled eyed Lord Vishnu, seated on Khageshwara, seated on Garuda, he comes to the entrance of Vaikuntha and he tells Jaya and Vijaya, Hiranyaksha, I will deliver you in my Varaha avatar. Hiranyakashipu, I will deliver you in my Narasimha avatar. Ravan, Kumbhakaran, both of you will be delivered in my Ramachandra avatar. Shishupal, Dantavakta, you will be delivered in my Krishna avatar. People say the Hindus worship gods that kill. Hey! Watch what you say. The Lord says, I will deliver you. He doesn't kill. My Bhagavan is not a merciless murderer. He delivers. He delivers. He delivers. Bhaktajana. So here now, from Vaikuntha, Vijaya and Vijaya, to the 2 sons, product of that unfavorable conception between Diti and Kashyapa. Story continues. Bhagavatam continues. We leave them aside. Bhagwan takes another beautiful incarnation. Bhagwan takes another beautiful incarnation. He comes in the world as Kapila Mahamuni, the son of Kardama Rishi and Mother Devahuti. Mother Devahuti and Kardama Rishi. The beauty of Sanatana Dharma, you can make Bhagwan your child. It's called Vatsalya Bhakti. Vatsalya Bhakti, Bhagwan himself will become your baby, your son, your daughter. Mainavati and Raja Himachal, they prayed to Durga Mata and Parvati came. Kaushalya and Dashrath prayed and Vishnu Bhagwan came to them. Devi and Vasudev, Vishnu Bhagwan came to them. Aditi and Kashyapa and Surya Bhagwan and a host of gods. Kardama Rishi and Mother Devahuti prayed and Vishnu Bhagwan came. In the form of Kapila Mahamuni, he's going to educate his mother. He's going to educate his mother on several topics. But among one of them, what are the qualities of a saint? What makes a saint in the world today? One who wears multiple markings on their forehead, one who wears multiple garlands around their neck, malas or chains around their neck, orange robe, white robe, pink robe, what color, whatever color robe. Is that a saint? No. Taking away from Bhagavad, Ramachandra speaks my dear ones to the people of Ayodhya. Bhagwan Sri Rama tells the world, who are the saints of the world? Chaupai.
Sri Rama Jaya 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 O Man Chitne Jaya Paritaya Man Vajrama Bhagati Amaya Sabari Man Bridgelal Amani Bharat Prani Samamati Prani Jagate Kaam Mamana Parayan Sati Virati Nati Moti Nayan Shikalata
This boy was younger than him, he was 7 years old. And it was so cold, he doesn't have on a pair of shoes, he doesn't have on socks. You get it? And he's selling grass for 10 rupees. He says, Lelo na, gai ko khilata na, buy and feed the cows. It was getting dark. I said, Baba, I don't see any cows around, it's so cold. You get it? He's insisting for me to buy 10 rupees worth of grass. Until he started begging after that. He says, Kuch de do na friend. Give me something. I said, Dekho, begging is a very bad thing, especially at your age. But he kept following me. So I grabbed him by the hand and I took him to where we were staying. So I started questioning him. Naam kya hai aapka? What's your name? He tells me his name. What's your age? He tells me his age. Do you go to school? I go to school. Mummy kaha hai? Where is your mother? Maa ghar pe hai. Pitaji kaha hai? Oh, And then I asked him, "Keep you मांग रहे हो? Why are you begging?" And he says, "क्योंकि हम लोग गरीब हैं." He says, "Because we're poor." I said, "Yeah, देखो. How much have you earned today? Tell me. How much money have you earned today?" He says, 50 rupees. It means 50 rupees, which is less than $1. He has earned for the day. So of course my pocket was empty. So I opened my pockets and said, "Oh yeah, mere jeb to khali nahi." I said, "Look, my pockets are empty, but you have 50 rupees for Richard and me. You have more money than me, so mujhe kuch de do na yaar." I said, "You give me some." He laughed. I said, "Beta, how much for a cup of tea?" He says, 2 rupees. He says, 2 rupees for a cup of tea. I said, "Dekho yaar, it's very cold. Can you buy me a cup of tea?" You have to see the excitement in this child's face when I asked him for a cup of tea. He was so excited to buy me this cup of tea. He was running to buy the cup of tea, and I grabbed him by the hand and I said, "Lala, I don't want the cup of tea." My friends who were there, they read my mind. They went into the room, they brought some clothing, they brought sweets, we made it into a bundle, we gave it to him, I put 1,000 rupees in his pocket, and I said, "Dekho, mommy ko de dena, theek hai?" He said, "Please give it to your mother, don't give it to anybody else." He smiled. And then he asked me a question. He says, "Uncle ji, are you going to be here tomorrow also?" I said, "No, Baba, we're leaving for Jaipur." And then he said something that made me cry. Little child. He says, "Uncle ji, why are you leaving? आप क्यों जा रहे हो? Why are you leaving? आप कान्हा के साथ नहीं रहना चाहते हो?" He said to me, "Don't you want to live here with Krishna? Why are you leaving Krishna?" And I cried like a baby, and I hugged him. I'm reminded what it is to live with God. We go there, we see them as beggars, we see them as poor. But guess what? They're living with God. And we who have so much, and yet we say, "Hey, Bhagwan, where are you? Where are you?" Today we go to the house of millionaires and billionaires, and you have to wait until the offering of a glass of water. And you're lucky even if that glass of water comes. And here was a little boy selling grass. "Buy me a cup of tea for me." I saw compassion. I saw love. That's what I saw. So this bhakti, this saintlyhood, doesn't come in people in their mature years, in their adult years. You can see even a saint in a child. You can see saintly qualities even in children. In children you can witness. Let no 7-year-old child buy me a 2 rupee cup of tea. Ramji says, "Those who cherish devotion to me in thoughts, words, and deeds." You go to the Devi temple there. When you go to the Devi temple, to your extreme left, who do you see? Kali, Kali, Mahakali, Kapali, Durga, Durga Devi, Durga Bhavani, Kali, Kali, Mahakali, Durga, Durga Devi, Durga Bhavani, Jayanti Mangalatari, Bhadrakali Kapali, Swaha Swatha Namo. Who do you see? Mahakali. And what do you see so different from Mahakali to Gayatri to Durga to Lakshmi to Saraswati? I hope I got the order. There's something different about her, aside from her complexion. I love her for her complexion because she makes black people like me feel beautiful. She makes dark people like me feel attractive. But there's something else that sets her aside. What are the 3 things? The protruding tongue, number 1. Number 2, Mundamala, the garland of skulls. Number 3, the severed hands that makes her skirt. Isn't that so? These are the 3 things that makes Mahakali different from the rest of the goddesses. These three things are very important. What's the product of your head? Your thoughts. What's the product of your tongue? Your speech. What's the product of your hands? Your karma. Actions. Man karma vacha. You want peace in your life? You want peace? I give you a simple recipe. Your thoughts, words, and actions should be in harmony with each other. They should not contradict each other. Don't think something else and say something else. Don't say something and do something else. They should be in harmony with each other. You will have a very peaceful life. You will have a very peaceful life. Ramji says, those who adore me in thoughts, words, and deeds, these are the saints and sages of the world. They are free from all desires. They are devoted to my name. They are the abode of peace, dispassion, humility. This is what Kapila Mahamuni is teaching his mother, Deva. Saintly qualities. And the saints of the world do exist. Allow me now, my dear ones, in 10 minutes time, to give you the avatars of Sri Hari. Our dear Maharaj Parikshit is listening to Shukadeva. Shukadeva is going to tell him, do you know how many avatars he has taken? And I told you the first time, the purpose of the avatar, not to kill, the purpose of the avatar to deliver and to secure the welfare of the well-being of the faithful. Pralaya payodhi jale keshava Ritevana sivedam keshava Ritavani kacharitam Kedam keshava Ritavani kacharira Jaya Jagadish Hari Keshava Jaya resurrecting the Vedas after Prahlad that was floating away. Blessed Lord Bhagavan Sri Vishnu takes the form of the fish and protects the Vedas which are very dear to him like his children, holding all four of them in his arms. Sriman Narayana protected the Vedas, resurrecting the Vedas. The second, he is Kurma Avatar. In the Kurma Avatar, in the churning of the ocean sea, in the churning of the ocean sea, you have the Mandara mountain that was sinking. Bhagavan Sri Vishnu comes as Kurma. Bhagavan Sri Vishnu comes as Kurma Avatar and acts as a fulcrum point. He acts as a fulcrum point that bringing balance to the mountain so they could churn. There has to be a balance in our life. That's the key word for tonight. Balance. Not in excess, but a balance. When the churn is ocean, certain things came forth from the ocean. The ocean gave us certain pleasant and unpleasant gifts. What was the first thing that came from the ocean? Gararam Taralanam Purastam Jwaladhero Digajalakalapootam Amarastuti Vadamodanibno Ishastipako Bhavatta Prathayam Garalam Taralanam Purastam. The first thing that came was poison. There are many pleasant things in this earth. There are many beautiful things to experience in this lifetime of ours. But there's also some very dangerous, and there are also some very unpleasant things. Unpleasant surprises. When this poison came forth from the churning of the ocean, who should we call? Bole! to give you and I Vishwas. You know what is Vishwas? Trust. Mahadev comes to give us trust. Have that trust and confidence in your Prabhu, in your. The second thing that is going to come forth is Kamadhenu, the celestial cow. You have the Kalpataru Vriksha. You have celestial dancers called the Apsaras. They were awarded to the Devatas. And then comes a beautiful goddess.
Jagadesh Bhavan Paratadani Kamaniya Kamala Bahu Devi Amala Mahalokya Vavinola Sakalo Api Sprihayake Jagadesh Bhavan Paratadani Kamaniya Kamala Bahu Devi, seated on a beautiful lotus. Namaste Stute Mahamaye Shri Pithe Surapujite Shankachakra Gadahaste Mahalakshmi Namostute Urasa Tarasa Mamaniyena Bhuvananam Janani Mayanya Bhavan Tvaturu Vilasatake Kadeshri Parikrishta Paripushtamasa Vishwam. The beautiful goddess Mahalakshmi appears. She is adored by the gods. The Shri Suktam is read. The adorning of Mahalakshmi takes place. She is given a beautiful garland in hand and she is looking around. They say when Lakshmi's grace is upon you, that's when you'll always have food on the table. You will always have clothing in the closets. You will always have shelter above your head. And you have a little bit of money to give Pandit. Just joking. It means you will always have. You will never be without. That's what it means. You will never be without when Lakshmi's grace is upon us. She's looking around at her beautiful garden. Who do I place it around? And she sees him. Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadhar Gagana Sadrisham Devavaranam Shubhangam Oh Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vidyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavam Bhayaram Sarvalokaikanatham. Just like how Sita placed the garland around the neck of Rama, the way Rukmani placed the garland around the neck of Sri Krishna. Jhuk jayo lalla ek baar lale mori choti Jhuk jayo lalla ek baar lale mori choti Vinay suno Similarly, Lakshmi Devi places her garland around Vishnu Bhagwan's neck. And I'll tell you one thing, a secret. But once I tell you, it's no longer a secret. When you go to any Vishnu temple, look at the chest of Vishnu Bhagwan. I want you to take a look at the chest, because this is where Lakshmi resides. Bhagavatam says, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu gave Lakshmi his chest as her divine abode. And when she glances upon you, when she will give you that graceful glance, you will never be without in life. Rajin Balgobin promised you this. You will always have food, you will always have clothing, you will always have shelter, you always have, you will never be without. Prem Swaro Mahalakshmi Maharani Ki Jai. The third avatar of Sri Hari is the Vara avatar. He resurrected the Vedas He acted as a fulcrum point for the turning of the ocean. And when this earth was submerged into the netherworld by Gyan Yagna, he comes in the form of the bowl, with his huge tusk, as Yajna Purusha, with his huge tusk. This world of ours, this earth of ours, my dear ones, can be resurrected through Yajna. Through Yajna, the importance of Yajna. Maybe your rain is a little bit inconveniencing from some of us. Maybe some of your local roads are flooded. It's not very safe to drive in. But think about those plants who have been longing for water. Think about those fishes in the sea, in the rivers, in the trenches, whatever it may be, who've been longing for some fresh water. You think somebody's listening to them also? Rainwater is healthy for us. It's not something impure that is raining upon us. It's something very pure. It's something very pure. So what inconvenience us a little? Yajna yields rain. And from that rain comes fresh grass, which the cows will feed upon. And when the cows will feed upon that fresh grass, they will yield us more milk. When they yield us more milk, you will have oil to form your almond and to fry your nuts. You will have ghee. You will have that milk and you can make your dahi, which you can consume to replace the bad bacteria in your system. Healthy for us, dahi. You will get the gomudra, you will get the gobar. This part of the world, I don't think anybody uses it. But in India today, both of them are highly used. Both the liquid waste and the solid waste. The animals, the trees, the plants, everything gets happy. Yet the Purusha is Vara Avatar, resurrecting the earth, my dear ones, rescuing the earth on his tusk. He holds the entire earth on his tusk. And he kills, he delivers Hiranyaksha. He fulfills his promise to Hiranyaksha. And now comes the fourth avatar. They also mutate, they also change, don't they? You had the Sandinistas at one time. Help me out a little bit here. Tara, help me. You have ISIS right now. Before ISIS, you had the Bin Laden. You had another group in Afghanistan, Taliban. Isn't that? You see, they come in pair. You have the Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Shumba, the Chanda, the Munda, the Ravana, the Kumbhakara, they come in pair. They mutate also. They also evolve. Let me use that word. They also evolve. This Hiranyakashipu wants to avenge Hiranyaksha's death. And he has chosen something very unique. He has chosen tap, penance. He's going to win the favor of Brahma. He goes and performs rigorous penance. Brahmaji comes and says, what do you want? He says, I don't want to die like Parikshit. I want to live forever. Today everybody's in search of the fountain of youth. Isn't that so? Everybody's in search for the fountain of youth that can keep us young. Today the makeup industry is probably the biggest industry in the world. Ladies, is that true? Why should I say ladies? Gentlemen also. For the amount of creams, the amount of paste, the amount of colors. Doesn't it confuse you sometimes when you sit in front of your butler? When you sit in front of your makeup counter? I don't know. One bottle of cologne confuses me. I I only carry one bottle of cologne and that people confuse me. Imagine Tara is wearing a pink sari, so she can't put green this thing above the eyes. She has to find pink, right? So she puts green above the eyes. See? The makeup industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry because everybody wants to do what? Hide their age. Nobody wants to get old. Even my gentleman. She's covering her head. But if you get a chance, go and see how black her hair. Nobody wants to age, because when you age, you're closer to death. Nobody wants to know you're closer to death. I'm 75 years old young. I'm 80 years old young. There. This Hiranyakashipu says, I want immortality. I do not want to die. Sorry, you must have not heard Bhagavad Gita. Huh? I'm very, very sorry. But Gita chapter 2, the blessed Lord Sri Krishna, the blessed Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Brahma is telling what Krishna Bhagavan says in Gita. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmata paratyarthena tvam shochetum arhasi. Look at chapter 2, verse 27. Death is certain of that which is born, and birth is certain of that which has died. I cannot grant you immortality. Ask for something else. So wanting to secure himself, he placed several conditions. We know the story, we know the history. Neither day, I don't want to die in the day, I don't want to die in the night, I don't want to die indoors, I don't want to die outdoors, I don't want to be killed by a man, neither do I want to be killed by an animal, I don't want to be killed in the air, neither on the ground, I don't want to be killed by no man-made weapon. So he thought he was well secured. Just like the modern terrorists of the world. They secured themselves. I think Saddam Hussein was caught in a ditch, hiding in a ditch somewhere, covering himself in a hole. I think that's where he was caught. Thinking that no one could get to him. Maybe you can hide from, but you can't hide from him. This history should tell us that children, you can hide from your parents. Parents, you can hide from your children. Partner from partner. My sister can hide from me. Sometimes I hide from them. But you cannot hide from Bhagavan. You can't hide from him. Nevertheless, Brahmaji says in the past, so be blessed. Why Hiranyakashipu was performing penance? Remember the prophecy now? He has a Diti and Kashyapa have a grandson who's going to redeem them. Mother Kayadu, nobody hears her name. You hear Hiranyakashipu, but you don't know Prahlad's mother's name. Her name is Kayadu. Kayadu is in an expecting stage. Narada Muni keeps her in his company. And when you're in Narada Muni's company, there's only one thing you'll listen to. What is that? Jai Jai Narayan Narayan Hari Hari.
Please, if you have a daughter-in-law who is in that expectant stage, if you have a daughter who is in that expectant stage, if you know of a young lady who is in that expectant stage, please bring them to culture. Let them listen to Vishnu Nama. Let them listen to Sankirtan. Let them listen to Bhajan. Because it affects the baby. It absolutely has all effects on the fetus. He's not yet into the world, but he's partaking of Harinam through his ears, through his mother's ears. Narad Muni is chanting, the fetus Prahlad is relishing it. He comes into the world. His father loves him. Hiranyakashipu loves his son. He sends him to school. Prahlad comes running home one day, seats him on his lap, puts his arm around his son. Tell me, my son, what did you learn in school today? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Is that what you learned? Did you learn London Bridge is falling down? Huh? What did you learn in school today? And Prahlad gives us the Nauda Bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Satyam Atma Nivedanam. Papa, I was taught I should be a good listener, that I should listen to the names. Continue. Kirtanam, Papa, that I should chant those names. Whose name? And his name comes in that shloka, Vishnu. I should listen to his name. I should chant his name. I should remember him, Papa. I should remember him. I should wait upon him. I should offer worship to him. I should salute him. I should dedicate my actions to him. I should cultivate friendship with him. And I should offer my soul to him. Hiranyakashipu singing the praises of my enemy in my presence. Prahlad goes through abuse at the hands of his own father. At the hands of his own father, Hiranyakashipu, my dear ones. How can you chant the praises of my enemy in my presence? But when you look carefully at these 9 terms of Prahlad, Shravana, become a good listener. Kirtana. Today people sing the praises of politicians more than they sing the praises of Bhagwan. I don't know where your tradition here in Trinidad, but in Guyana when the politicians come to visit the villages, the villagers will make beautiful floral garlands for them. The most beautiful of mala. You go to the mandir, the Bhagwan Murti don't have no mala. But these politicians are wearing Madar mala. Sachiba. And of course, in office, maybe they'll fulfill their promises for 4 years. Then what happens after that? After the vote is forgotten, who cares for promises after that? I tell people, give the best to Bhagwan. Give the best, only the best to Prabhu. Reserve the garlands for Prabhu. Reserve the garlands for Bhagwan. He deserves to wear that floral garland, not people like me. We're not yet deserving. Take it? Today, we should chant the name of Prabhu. Chant his name. Smaranam, remember him. Jab koi nahi aata hai, mera Krishna aata hai. Mere bigade dilon mein wo bada kaam aata hai. When no one will come to help you, please remember Bhagwan. Kaha Hanumanta Vipati Prabhu Soi, Jab Tab Sumiran Bhajanana. Hanumanji says in Sundarkand, remember Rama. Pada Sevanam, worship his feet, serve his feet. Everything is at the feet of Sri Hari. Archanam, Narayana, Janardhanaya, Madhusudanaya, Vittalaya, Pandurangaya,
Adore him in worship. Adore him in elaborate rituals. Vandanam, sing his praises. Sing his praises. Dasyam, like Hanumanji, I am his servant. Like Hanumanji, he is servant of Rapture. In Trinidad here, you have the 85 feet Hanumanji. Just 2 weeks back in Toronto, Canada, the unveiling of a 50 feet Hanumanji was done at the Vishnu Mandir. A 50 feet golden murti, golden pratima of Hanumanji now stands tall in Toronto, Canada. When you go to Canada, please go have this darshan. Please go have this. We don't have 85 feet Ramji murti, we don't have 50 feet Ramji murti, but Rama Dasa gets his murti erected. Look at the fame, look at the honor, look at the glory. Mrs. Ramdhan, do you know Ram Chalisa? I don't know it either, man. But everybody knows Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukara Sudhar. This is Ramji's grace. He makes his servant more famous than him. He makes his dedicated dasas, his sincere servants, more famous than him. Sakyam, Arichale Sham, Sundar Se, Milane Sudama, Chale Sham, Sundar Se, Milane Sudama, Aapke Rakhe Manate Hare Krishna Rama, Aapke Rakhe Manate Hare Krishna Rama, Chale Sham, Sundar Se, Milane Sudama. Do you know him as Bhagavan? No, I don't know him as Bhagavan. Do you know him as a cow herder? No, I don't know him as a cow herder. How do you know Krishna? I know him as my friend. I know him, I adore him, I am close to him because of that Mitrata Bhava. We are friends. And what a friend we have in Sri Rajin. What a friend, a glorious friend. And the last one is Atmaniveda. My soul belongs to you. My soul belongs to you. Prahlad goes through, my dear ones, heinous abuse in the hands of his own father. He tells the children that we should do what? Kaumara acharita pragya dharman bhagavata niha durlabham manusham janma tadapya gruvamarthanam. Says durlabham manusham janma. You know how difficult it was for us to get a human body? Let us not waste it. Let us not waste the glorious opportunities. Let's not waste it. Because Prahlad is the type of teachings he gave. And then his father calls him once again into the sabha and says to him, I gave you poison to drink, you did not die. I threw you off a cliff, you did not die. I sent elephants to trample you, you did not die. I sent serpents to sting you, you did not die. What's the source of your strength? Who is the source of your strength? Jaya Jaya Suranayak, Jaya Sumadayak, Pranat Pad Bhagavanta, God Vijayikari, Jaya Surari, Sindhu Sutta Priyakanta. That's Shanta Param Bhujava Shaila. Sasanta Chakram Sakirita Kundalam. That Vishnu Papa, that Vishnu is my protector, that Vishnu is your protector, that Vishnu is Samasta Loka, all the worlds, he is the protector. Then kaha hai tumhare sarvavyapak Sri Hari? Where is he? Where do you want him to be, Papa? Jaha yaad karo Bhagavad Rahi. Wherever you remember him, he will make his presence. There was a huge column in the Sabha. He says, is he even present in this stamba? Is he even present in this column? Yes, Papa. Hiranyakashipu drew his sword. As he drew his sword, Hamba broke into two. Satyam vidhatam nidamritya bhashitam vyatim cha bhutesh lakchet chakmanaha adrishnarma adbhutarudam udbham stambhi sabhayam namregam Namanusham Satyam
tore asunder my hands, the body of Hiranyakashipu. Jai Jai Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Jai Jai Narayan, Narasimha Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Narasimha Narayan, Bhagwan Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari. व्याप्तिं च भूतेषु अखिलेषु चात्मना अदृश्य अद्भुत रूपमुद्भवं स्तंभे सभायां न मृगं न मानुषं। नरसिंह भगवान की जय। This is a big, brutal scene. You look at it. Nobody is willing to approach this ferocious form of Vishnu Bhagwan. They sent Prahlad. Prahlad, you brought him, please go and appease him. Prahlad puts his palms together. He sings the praises, Narayan, Narayan, Bhajman Narayan, Shri Hari Madhav, Narayan, Bhajman Narayan. Bhagavatam says, Narasimha is looking at Prahlad, and Narasimha began to lick Prahlad with his tongue. What does the lioness and what does the lion do to its cub? The lion licks its cub. What does this mean? Ye ek sher ka bachcha hai. This is a lion's child. This is a lion's child. This is not a cat. Cat hides and the cat runs away. But the lion does what? The lion roars. The Narasimha avatar reminds us to awaken the giant that is within us. To awaken the giant that is within us. That's dormant. The Narasimha avatar is not just to glorify Vishnu Bhagwan. Is to remind us to take care of the neglected, the abused children of the world. That is our paramount duty. And anyone who abuses children, you will have to experience such a heinous thing. You will experience. Children whose voices have not yet matured, whose limbs have not yet matured, to protect themselves. Sad to see the world today, what abuses they are meted out against them. Prahlad episode, my dear ones, tells us a devotee's life who says it's exempt from problems and betrayals and disappointments and illness. It's not. It's not. But we have Hari on our side. We have Shiva. And one thing for I say to the congregation, never entertain revenge on those who have hurt you. Do not ever entertain the thought of revenge. Bhagwan will avenge you. Prabhu looks after his bhaktas. Prabhu looks after his devotees. We have to go through the trials, we have to go through tribulations, we have to go through, my dear ones, all the Prahlad have gone. But at the end of it, there's glory. We meet again tomorrow evening as we will continue into the Vaman avatar, Parshuram avatar, Ramachandraji avatar, and Krishna avatar. Okay, I've given you Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha. I gave you 4 avatars tonight. Tomorrow evening, I'll also give you 4 more avatars. Okay? May the grace of Narasimha Bhagwan
be with each and every one of you. By looking at the Murti of Bhagwan Narasimha, may you see that lion that is present within you. May you see those capabilities, may you see those abilities. One thing I've learned from my illness was the ability of the human body to heal. One who has always been afraid of a syringe. The moment the doctor would come before me with the syringe, I would start crying. And then sometimes 8 to 10 times per day, my body is being pricked. You get it? I saw how this body of ours can do. And I like to tell young people, when you go through disappointments in life, don't give up so easily. The mind also has a great ability to heal. The mind also has a great ability to heal. Bhagwan has blessed us with a beautiful body. Beautiful body. Especially those who have all organs, all bodily parts and function. You get it? Utilize them to the right mind. I hope that Maharaj Parikshit, you have also gotten the gist of what you should listen to, what you should repeat with your tongue, what you should keep in your mind, what you should engage in, and what you should avoid. The answers comes, my dear ones, in these beautiful episodes. These beautiful episodes. May the grace of Sri Hari be with all of you. May you grow from strength to strength, prosperity to prosperity, joy to joy. May you experience all that which is good in life. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dharudharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Mandir Mama. Happy to have our dear friends, my dear ones, and many more tonight coming from Warren Hill. To my dear brother Anirudhji, my dear sister Jasodraji, to my dear Leelaji, I'm so happy to see you. When I came into the country, I was told you were in the hospital. I'm so happy that Bhagwan could bring you here tonight to be with us in the strength of Narasimha Bhagwan be with you. To my dear friend Dinesh Maharajji from your famous Radio Jagrati Salora program. Very happy to have you here tonight. But all of you, until we meet again tomorrow, in the grace of Radha Krishna be with all of you. Radha Radha Sankirtan, and we have Aarti. Radha ko naam anmol bolo Radhe Radhe, Shama ko naam anmol bolo Radhe Radhe, Radha ko naam Shama ko naam anmol bolo Radhe Radhe, Kaiya bole Radhe Radhe, Batu bole Radhe Radhe, Kaiya bole Radhe Radhe.
my mothers, daughters, and sisters, please cover your heads.
Sara
Please take our tea. Prashad has been prepared by the Bridgelal family for everyone. Bhojan also has been prepared. We do have seeds available. Jaya. Nice to have you and your entire family tonight. She's a trustee of Sri Rajin Balgobin Guyana. Hope to see you soon in Guyana. So please do partake before taking leave. Dharma and the announcements.
Namaste everyone. And once again, on behalf of my family, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm not doing the closing remarks. I'd like to ask my sister, Lina, or Laura, as most of you know her, who dressed like a villain tonight, to come and do closing remarks. And while she makes her way to the microphone, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of my Dallas mommy, Auntie Lina. I've been very blessed to have wonderful people surround me in Dallas, and the person who I consider to be my mommy in Dallas, Auntie Lina, is here. She made the journey all the way to come and be here with us tonight and to celebrate her birthday in Trinidad. So happy belated birthday, and thank you so very much. We love you very much.
Sit down to everyone, and thank you so much for coming. When we came this afternoon and we saw all the rain and the floods and stuff, I almost burst out in tears because I was telling mommy that today is my special day and I was looking forward to this since the day of Thursday. And I thought that nobody would come because of the rain, and I'm so happy to see you all here. God bless you for coming. I want to thank Maharaj for such a beautiful discourse. Hanumanji is so close to my heart, and I guess he knows that. So he tried to fit in Hanuman Baba in this katra just especially for me. So who don't know me, I am the fifth child of the Bridgelal family. Bridgelal. My father says, Mr. Bridgelal, we always call him Papi. I'm sorry that he's not here today with us to see this joyous occasion. We have been looking forward to it for so many years. My brothers and sisters have been apart for such a long time, and even though the distance was like thousands of miles away, that relationship and that closeness that we felt, it never left us. We always still had that closeness, and now thank God for Facebook and for the Wi-Fi and internet. We communicate on a daily basis, and we even fight over the internet. My brother was telling me I always take a tantrum on Facebook because when I send a message and I don't get a response fast enough, I am so upset over it because I think that I'm so important that I'm supposed to reply immediately. And I am just so blessed to be in this family. I don't know what the karma I have, but God has blessed me with such wonderful siblings. Each and every one of you are so special to me. I can't say in what way, but you all know. There isn't one of them here that